exhausted, pause. My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Though dice and woes of life, love deprived, look at her eyes. The meaning of life, one subjective paradise. Crystal shaded lens, moments reflected. Often mirrors a pit, quick, gritty from ear to ear. Cracking and raining the grain, rekindling the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose.
Boom, yes it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today we're talking about the NBA play-in tournament. And I'm sorry for you people on Facebook. You guys are going to have to just be on YouTube today, for whatever reason. It did not show me as live. For whatever reason, it did not hook up on live today. I don't know why. Hang on a second. Let me apologize, people. Sorry, my connection to Facebook has failed. Go to YouTube. The Unpopular Hour. I love how you can listen to me talk about this. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Had to get everybody on the same page. Sorry about that. I don't know why it says an error occurred. Please try again later. I don't know what that means. I mean, it's just kind of crazy, but we are up and running, and I just want to start off with something crazy. We're going to talk about NBA because once we get into that, we're going to be full throttle into it. You know, Time Magazine did an article on the 100 most influential athletes, and they had two WNBA stars, but they did not have Caitlin Clark. How in the hell do you not consider Caitlin Clark an influential athlete, especially the WNBA? Forget everybody else, no matter who you're trying to put in there. They did not have private planes till she got there. The arenas weren't filled up till she got there. This is like when the NBA was not on TV. It was tape delayed. And you could not watch an NBA game. Like, guys would go to the game and come home and watch it on TV, the replays, until Magic and Bird got there. She is the equivalent of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird to the WNBA as they were to the NBA. Because of those two, the NBA went from tape delayed to live games. Because of her, they went from flying whatever to private. Because of her, there's all kinds of interest in the WNBA now. And you have somebody else. There's nobody in the WNBA should be in front of her. Nobody. Regardless of color. No one. There's nobody in the WNBA that you can put in front of her and says they're a more influential female athlete or athlete in the top 100. That clearly was done by people who don't have any clue what they're talking about. Once again, it is magazines and it's sports people, or it's people, not as sports people, but reporters who are doing what they do. It's ridiculous. It's like I was listening to someone talk about how people don't trust the media, ESPN MSNBC and CNN, but they trust Fox. Fox lies like a mother on a regular basis. I mean, constantly lying. But you trust Fox over MSNBC and over CNN? Now they all, to me, are all full of it. Now there are some stuff on each of them that are okay, 100%. But come on, that just shows you where America is. How the hell is Caitlin Clark now one of the most 100 influential athletes? How is she not in the top 10? Considering what she did for women's basketball in the United States, if not worldwide, but for sure in the United States. How is she not in the top 100? How is she not in the top 10? And this is my take on that. What I'm trying to say is when you're influential as an athlete, what are you doing to change the culture of whatever athletics is or whatever your determination is? You look at Tiger Woods. Was he influential? Yes. Larry Bird, Magic Johnson? Yes. Dr. J? Excuse me, Michael Jordan? Yes. Steph Curry? Yes. LeBron? No. LeBron just took what was already there and just magnified. To me, he's made it worse simply because of what he just does and his arrogance. I can do whatever I want. You get your son on in the NBA. You run around warming up with no shirt on. Come on, man. In a do rag, really? You did that strictly because the Laker girls were over there. Come on, man. That's not professional at all. You take games off. He's now playing in Oklahoma City. And guys, go back and remember, he wouldn't play here. Go back and see the number of times he played here. Not count when he was with the Heat, when it was in the playoffs, but count how many times he's actually played in Oklahoma City. How are you the GOAT when you don't go to games? Look to me, if you're going to miss games, miss them at home. Don't miss them on the road where it may be the one time that you, and especially against the Western Conference, that you're going to play in Oklahoma City or Utah or Houston or Golden State where you'll play there. But you know what I'm saying? That's my problem with him. Dude, and I get all these kids, they give him his love, and I get all that. Me, I'm out. I'm just out. But this kind of stuff is what irritates me about the media. It's like when they have to, say who is the best player, it irritates, it just does. Because to me, it's like, how can you say that? What is wrong with you people? What the hell are you looking at? There hasn't been Steph Curry, for example. He changed the way basketball is played. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they changed the rules of basketball for college and high school because of him. That is influential. That's influential. LeBron, now what did he do to change? What has he done? But made basketball worse. Steph Curry changed how people do. Everybody wants to shoot threes now. That's what happened with him and Clay. If you're influential, what are you doing to change that? There's not 100. There should be 5 or 10, maybe. And to me, when I look at those people of all time, like I said, Magic and Larry, because the NBA changed what it was doing. Michael took it another step worldwide when there was no social media. Then you turn around and now you have Steph Curry changed how things were done. Lou Alcindor or Kareem, whatever, he was Lou Alcindor at the time. They changed where you couldn't dunk the basketball in high school. That's changing the rules. You couldn't dunk in college. Really? Can you imagine that? Caitlin Clark came in and changed how the WNBA is ran. Now, why did they have to have private planes? Because there were so many people going down. Okay, this is how it used to be. When you got done playing basketball in a game or whatever, you had to go to the airport, just like everybody else, and catch a flight, whatever flight was available. That's what you had to do. And the WNBA, they were griping, all these women were griping about, oh, well, the men got this. Well, first of all, you're not making no money, and it costs a lot of money to do private. You ain't making no money. It's costing you money. So you want me to put more money in there just so you don't have to wait in airports, which we did, which we hated, until the NBA started making much more money. Then they got to get away from that. But you did that in half a year. Why? Because Caitlin Clark was being mobbed in airports. She had to have security. And the safety of her and the league and players, that's what was done. So you wonder why people don't trust the media. I'm sorry. I'm just out. I'm just out on that. And I'm sorry I had to go on a rant today, but that's just crazy. It's crazy how you don't have her there. That's crazy. There's no I mean, arguably, as far as what women have done in the United States, she's arguably number one because she changed the complete culture. She brought a fledgling league up to another level, to where people weren't necessarily watching the WNBA. Now they do. People weren't going to the games. Now they do. Selling out arenas wherever she went. I went to Dallas to watch her play. Sold out. Watched her in the Wings. By the way, the Wings are going to get a great player in themselves, Dallas Wings, and that probably will take them to another level. But that being said, what are you people doing? Who are these people? Do y'all even watch sports? Do you even know what's happening out in the culture outside of business? Do you even know what the hell's going on? No, you clearly don't. And so to me, that is just a travesty. I just, who the hell are y'all? It's like I gripe about the Hall of Fame stuff all the time. Who are these people voting for Hall of Fame? Who the hell are you? Are you any good? Do you understand what's going on? Like I said before about Terrell Owens, not a fan. How the hell was he not first ballot? Even though he's whoever he was off the field is irrelevant. On the field, he's a first ballot. Derek Jeter, who is the one dude who didn't vote for him as far as the Hall of Fame? One guy. Then he wouldn't even have the nerve to step up and say why he didn't vote him in. And we all know why he didn't vote him in. It's one of several reasons. Either you're racist or you're a whatchamacallit fan, a Red Sox fan, and you hate the Yankees, or you're a fan that hates the Yankees. That's why you did it. There's no way you cannot vote Derek Jeter in the Hall of Fame the first time. There's no way you can look at somebody and go, "Yep, Hall of Famer," or not Hall of Famer, first ballot. Like Deion says, there are certain people when I say their name, you gotta make it go. Like we were talking about that the other day. We're talking about what does a Hall of Fame mean? The Hall of Fame means when I say your name and the sport you played, are you a Hall of Famer? If I have to think about it a little bit, okay, how well do I know this person, whatever. What did they do on the field of play? Like to me, Eli Manning, he won 2 Super Bowls. That's why he has to be in the Hall of Fame. He won 2 Super Bowls. Shannon Sharp's brother, he deserved to be in there. Sterling, he was a hell of a player. Got hurt early, just like Gale Sayers. They were dynamic, but their injuries ended what they could do. Yes, based on what you were going, your projections, yes. We were talking about SGA was a Hall of Famer. How Kevin Durant is. Oklahoma City. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Westbrook, all Hall of Famers. No question, not even up for discussion. SGA not there yet. We were talking to Nathan the other day. SGA not there yet. Is he gonna be there? Yeah, probably. But he ain't there yet. It's gonna be his first time All NBA. So yeah, he's gonna probably get there, but I think he needs probably a couple more. I mean, Luka has 5 first team All NBAs, and he'll be first team All NBA again next year, I'm sure, when he comes back. So, and speaking of that, I did my All NBA today too. So, but anyway, let's go into the games last night. Let's talk about that and what happened last night in the game, so we can kind of get caught up into everything and what happened last night in NBA action. The Hawks and the Magic, like I thought, who would win? Like I told you, I figured the Magic would win, but my heart wants me to pick Trey. And so when I had to do it, I'm gonna pick with my heart. My heart was Trey, but I knew the Magic were gonna win. Okay, that's the way I looked at it. And then with the Warriors and the Grizzlies, a hell of a game last night. And the Grizzlies gave them more than what I thought they were going to do. I thought the Warriors would take care of business, but once again, after you get enough tape on a team and after you've watched players play together long enough, it's a little bit easier to defend them. And the Warriors are just small. And once the Grizzlies started attacking the Warriors and weren't settling for jump shots, threes only, they got back into the game and made it a game. And then, of course, Steph did what Steph does. And he and Jimmy Butler is a nice combination. 100% it is. Hey, Rashawn Warriors. How you doing, Rashawn? What's up, babe? Okay. Warriors are in, but they don't look organized. They don't scare me. Like everybody, all these people on ESPN, all this talk about how great they are. They don't scare me at all, Rashawn. They really don't. I mean, I think they're a very good team. Don't get me wrong, but I don't look at them and go, "Ooh!" I start shaking my boots at all. I don't. I think they're okay, but they just don't. They don't do it for me. But the second half was good. But like I said, the Grizzlies came back and did what they needed to do against the Warriors. And but Steph Curry is Steph Curry, and he does what he does. But especially John Morant, what turnover was that? Why are you passing the ball? Why are you not shooting the ball, Ja? I didn't understand. That was a horrible. That really cost him the game. That play right there. But once again, I'm okay with that because that puts the bracket the way that I want to see the bracket. Okay, and as we pull up the bracket, it's a little bit more organized and it's more of what I wanted to, the way I wanted things to end up, the way I wanted things to be. So I'm not unhappy about it. I figured Golden State would be in there sliding in the two spot like we talked about yesterday against the Rockets, and that the Magic against the Celtics, and then you've got the Grizzlies going against the loser of tonight. Excuse me, the winner of tonight, whether that is the Mavericks or the Kings. And to be honest with you, I don't really care, but the Kings should win, but I think the Mavericks could beat them depending on what Anthony Davis does. Whether Anthony Davis shows up to be a great player or whether he shows up to be average. To me, that's going to dictate what happens. That's going to dictate to me what happens tonight, how dominant Anthony Davis is. If he's dominant, they should cook the Kings, but I just don't know if they can do that. I really don't. But uh, that puts me in a scenario much rather play the Kings than the Mavericks, as you all know, especially since the Mavericks beat us 3 times this year without Luka, even though they did have Kyrie. So we'll see how that works out. But anyway, that game tonight, the Grizzlies are once tonight. I don't know, Rashawn and Rob. What do y'all think? I still think. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd rather play the Kings or the Grizzlies than I would the Mavericks. I still don't trust us with them for whatever reason, but I don't think any one of those teams are going to beat us. It's irrelevant. But like I said, just for my own vanity, me picking the Grizzlies, I like for the Grizzlies to go ahead and win and play. That's just my own vanity because I'm like that. I'm like that. I had picked them to win it. So for my own vanity, I would like for them to be able to win tonight or win so that they could play us Sunday. We don't even know what time it was. Rob, I was talking about whether you'd rather the Kings or the Mavericks win. I don't really care who. Doesn't really matter to me whatsoever, but I still believe the Grizzlies should win, and then we would play the Grizzlies just for my own ego's sake. And then I want the Bulls. Yeah, Rashawn, I want the Grizzlies. That's who I picked. I picked us against the Grizzlies, and I picked the Warriors where they are against the Rockets. I wanted the Lakers against the Grizzlies, so that's kind of how I wanted it all laid out. But I want the Grizzlies because they play terrible against. Ja plays terrible against us. Plus, I believe that we can beat them in 5, maybe 6 games, get a little bit more rest, and then be ready, fully rested and ready to go for the beatdown between the Nuggets and the Clippers because that's going to be just a slugfest. So whichever one of those, it don't matter. I got Grizz for the Thunder too. Yeah, that's me. That's me. So I have the same thing. And then on the other side, the Hawks playing the winner of the Hawks playing the winner of the Bulls and the Heat. I think that'll be the Bulls. Uh, hey Burgess, what's up, big dog? Let me say congratulations to Dort for getting mentions as well as good volume of votes for All NBA second team. Yes, yes. In fact, we're getting ready to pull that up here in a minute, Burgess. I did my All NBA team. Just what we're talking. We're talking about defense, right? That's what you're talking about. And my deal is this: the reason why Dort hasn't been on an all defensive team before is simply because he does makes stupid fouls. He does the dumbest fouls at the wrong time. That's him. He'll foul a guy on a 3-point shot at the end of a game. Just like it just drives me crazy what he does. He's like Westbrook. They make the same stupid mistakes at the end of games. He just does it defensively, and Russell will do it offensively. That's the only difference. But so that's kind of no, that's what I thought. I thought it had to be defense, and I hope so. But anyway, guys, here's my I did my uh, my All NBA defense, my All NBA, NBA, my NBA. Sorry, I've been sneezing. Oh man, sorry, I've been sneezing like a mother today. This when this weather changes, it just beats me up. And I, fortunately, like I said, I hate needles, so that really helps me. Really helps me. Here's my All NBA team, guys. Okay, this is how I broke down the All NBA team. I went SGA and Donovan Mitchell. I really wanted to put Cade up there, but uh, I, they're the number one team on the other side. So how do I not put him in there? So I've got SGA, Donovan, Jokic, Giannis, and Jason Tatum. Okay, that's what I have. And so I started to do SGA Jokic because you could just say Jokic and you would know who he is. Just kind of like SGA is SGA, not Shake Gilgeous Alexander. So I almost did that, and you made Giannis. So those three, because Jason Tatum, you still have to say you say his name, Jason Tatum. It's kind of like my name, Matt Clark. Instead of just saying Matt, it's just easier to say Jason Tatum. Whereas Giannis, Jokic, and SGA. And I really wanted Cade because 30 games difference between last year and this year, and without Jaden Ivey, that's a huge statement for him. But I went ahead and went with Donovan Mitchell because they are the number one seed in the East. I had to give him some love. Second team, Ant-Man, Cade Cunningham, LeBron, Evan Mobley, and Shingun. And everybody goes, well, why you put Carl Anthony Towns? Because Shingun, I got to watch Shingun go. I like Cat, but Shingun is just an absolute master. He's a monster, and that's why I put Shingun where I put Shingun. So in second team, and in my third team, Steph, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Towns, and Jaren Jackson Jr. So that's my All NBA team and all my five. I don't know how you guys feel about my list, but they had some guys had LeBron in first team. I'm not. Who am I going to take out for LeBron? Jason Tatum, no. Donovan Mitchell, no. You guys were no. I'm not doing that, but I still got to give him some love. Steph Curry, you're in the play-in, but you're still a great player. But I'm not putting you in front of Ant-Man. I'm not putting you in front of Cade. No, I'm not doing it just because your name is Steph Curry. I'm giving you Steph Curry love because of what you did and getting your team in there, but I'm putting you on third team because there's nobody else that I can really stick in there other than you. Maybe J-Dub, but J-Dub is now to me one of the top 15 players in the league. So I'm not just sticking him in there just because he's homegrown. I'm not doing that. Okay. Braun over Mitchell, he has better numbers. Well, Rob, the problem is how can you put LeBron over Donovan Mitchell when they had the number one team in the West, in the East? Can't do that. That's why I had him on the second, LeBron on the second team. I can't put him over Donovan. No way. Can't do that. I mean, I understand that, and he is LeBron, but I'm gonna give him the respect and put him on second team. But I'm not putting you in front of a guy who had the second best. They had the second best record in the league, and they beat the Lakers. So I'm not doing that. Uh, Ant over Mitchell. Yeah, Rob. Man, like I said, I that one struggled with me a little bit, but I can't put Donovan. I mean, it was just hard for me, and that was my biggest issue. Rob was Ant and Donovan. Ant and Donovan, Ant and Donovan. And what I ended up doing was putting Donovan because they were the number one seed versus Ant-Man being the number six seed. That's why I did that. That's why I did that. Okay, guys, that's why I did that. I that's why I did that. If I had to put my house on, let me see. If you had to put your house on who would you win the 25 championship, and who would you put your money on? Probably the Celtics, even though I hate the Celtics. I just, I, before I answer that question, Rob, I have to see if our coach, if Dagnaut changes his philosophy in coaching. If he changes his philosophy in coaching and the way he coaches, then I'm gonna pick the Thunder because of our defense, but that's why I do that because it's hard to say if he doesn't. Everybody goes, well, we had the number one record, blah blah blah, plus minus 12.9, all that destroyed everybody else. I'm good with all that. But that has nothing to do with the playoffs and how you beat teams and what you do strategy wise. And everybody forgets that the Celtics had to add veteran coaches to their staff in order to help them win the chip last year. That's the difference. He is still doing what he's doing, and everybody's going, well, we were the number one seed last year, we're the number one seed this year. Okay, well, we got bounced against the team that we were better than, and that was the Dallas Mavericks. We were better than the Dallas Mavericks last year, but we weren't ready to take that jump. So I just don't. I'm just leery right now of that. Uh, I'm just worried about that. Let me see. Yes, no, Rob. I'm just saying this. I LeBron, they finished third, and you look at their record. I mean, I just you can't disrespect Donovan Mitchell and what they did at the Cavaliers. It's kind of like this year with the All Star game, putting Jada in the All Star game. I'm going to put him in the All Star game because we were the number one team and all that. So I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to say he's one of the top 15 players in the league because he's not. I'm not going to do that just because we has the best overall record. And you got people saying, "Oh well, I stuck him in there because they had the." No, I'm not. It's the top 15 players. You can argue Donovan over LeBron, and to me, I would have picked Cade or Ant as my guard for Donovan Mitchell over LeBron. That's just me. And the struggle was with Ant Man and Cade and Donovan. That was my struggle. Period. That was my struggle. LeBron wasn't in there at all because LeBron's a forward. I'm not putting him in there. I'm not putting him over Jason Tatum, and I'm not putting him over Giannis. So to me, I'm gonna have him on the second team. That's where I put him as a forward. That to me, that's where he belongs. Even though I did on the third team, I did add three guards on the third team because I couldn't think of anybody that's a forward that I'm going to put in front of Steph Curry, including J Dub. I'm just no, I can't do that. Okay, I can't do that. Uh, Let me see. Don has the better team. You can't put team accomplishments. Say it's Mitchell's accomplishments. He had an impact for sure, but Braun is still better at 40. Yeah, okay. You have a good point, Rob. I can't. Yeah, but I'm still taking team accomplishment because that matters. 60 wins matters. It matters. Winning matters to me. You can be a great player, but if you're not winning, to me, I'm not giving you. I'm just not. I'm just not. If Kawhi stays healthy, Clippers might be scary. I agree. I didn't realize Ty Lue had Jeff Van Gundy on the bench. Yes, they stole Jeff Van Gundy, but he's fantastic at defense. Jeff Van Gundy's fantastic at defense. That's what the Clippers did. They stole Jeff Van Gundy from the Celtics and to help for the Clippers. And I agree with you, Rashawn. The Clippers are scary, scary to me. They really are scary because when you go back and you look at the bracket and you look at where things are, I'm with you 100%. They are very, very scary. They are very scary to me. Uh, Let me see, where is it at? When you go back to the playoff bracket, okay. I agree with you, Rashawn, that that's my problem with the Thunder. That's why I'm nervous because winning during the season is one thing, as we saw with Golden State winning 7-3 wins and not winning the chip. Okay, that's how I look at it. Let me see. I act like LeBron isn't the fifth seed in the entire NBA. No, Rob. No, Rob. You're. What I'm trying to say to you is, I get your points. What I'm trying to say to you is that I'm putting Donovan Mitchell's first team because they are 60, whatever, 60 something wins above LeBron's deal. I'm going to go with guard wise. I'm going to go with Cade and Ant Man if I have a debate about Donovan. LeBron is a forward. I'm not putting LeBron up there. I'm not sticking him up there. I'm just not. I'm not putting him over anybody over there. I'm putting LeBron where he belongs on second team. I think LeBron is great at doing what he's doing, and I'm not having no issues with that. But I'm not putting him in front of that. So But back to your point, Rashawn, the Clippers and the Nuggets, that's going to be a hellacious series. And I said yesterday that my thing with the Clippers is this. We know how James Harden is. If James Harden is the James Harden that, for us at the Thunder, that beat the San Antonio Spurs for us to get to the finals against the Miami Heat, the Nuggets are in trouble. If he's that same person and Kawhi is healthy against the Thunder, it's going to be 6 or 7 games, if not 7. Okay? 100%. But the flip side of that is when you look at Jamal Murray struggles against what? Long, athletic guys that are 6'7" or so with long arms that can play defense, that are physical. That's what he struggles against. And that's what he's going to see a lot of when the Clippers play the Nuggets. That's what he's going to see tons of. So that's my thing with the Nuggets and what they're. If that makes any kind of sense, guys. If that makes any kind of sense, okay. And but I think the Clips have a very good chance of beating the Nuggets. My problem with the Nuggets, as I've said, is that they are what? Not deep. And I'm okay with that because that means that those guys are going to have to play 40 minutes, 6 or 7 times against the Clippers. Then they got to turn around and face us. And if we go through, either we sweep the Grizzlies or we do the gentleman sweep of 5 games, I'm completely okay with that scenario. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So Rashawn, I agree with what you're the Clippers are dangerous. And if Kawhi stays healthy and James Harden is gonna be not James Harden, because let's face it, James Harden he has typically had a meltdown in games 5 or 6 in his career. He has. Because that's who James Harden is. And so hopefully he'll continue to do that. Okay? Hopefully he'll continue to do that. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit my guy Mark Long up over there. He'll take care of you and make sure everything is okay, especially if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county. He will make sure that you guys have clean drinking water. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guys up over there over at Oak Grove. They'll definitely take care of you. Jose, he's there and he's my man. He'll hook you up. So proud of him and how far he's gotten. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. The an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. Please pre-qualify. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you go to the main bank, 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. YNB People's located on 23rd and Bethany between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. And if you've had some of this stuff, damn, it smells good. It really does. Get ready to go get me a new bottle, as a matter of fact. And like they always say, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. And I have, and I will, and I shall. Because it's really good. They got some great smelling stuff for if you have a significant other. As a guy, hey, go into the perfume and get some in there. It's fantastic. I promise they've got some good smelling perfume for your significant other. Likewise, if you're a woman, you have a guy, go and see my girl Beth over at Penn Square Mall there at Dillard's, and she will take care of you and make sure that everything is done the way that you need it to be done. So, oh yeah, guys, since I got y'all all here, I have a question for y'all. On the first part of the show, I did a beat down about Caitlin Clark not being one of the Time Magazine's 100 most influential athletes. How she got taken off that. Is that crazy to you as it is to me? How she's not one of the most influential athletes. I'm like, she took women's basketball, WNBA, to another level. They're adding teams. They're getting interest. They went from everybody flying to private planes. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand how you cannot have her as one of the top 100. I don't know how you guys feel about that as well. So, but speaking of that tonight, I don't know. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, thank you, Angel. That's crazy. I'm like, I don't. I, they had two other WNBA players in there. I'm like, you. She should be in the top 10. And this is what I said. To me, the people who have made the most influence in sports, that's Magic and Michael, because they took the NBA from where it was tape delayed, where you'd play an NBA game. You'd go home and watch your game on TV because it was tape delayed. They were not live. Okay, the NBA games were not live pre-Magic and pre-Magic and Bird. Then you take Michael Jordan, who took the NBA worldwide before social media, internet, all this nonsense. He made the NBA worldwide. Then you have Steph Curry, who changed the way that people look at basketball. Because everybody's now all of a sudden just 3-point shooters. Thank God it's starting to trickle back into where the big man matters a little bit more. So thank God it's doing that. But he changed and revolutionized that. You look at Tiger Woods and what he did for golf, for what these guys are making compared to what they are now, what they're making now. It was him. And yeah, Rashawn Clark made the WNBA. And this is the key. The key. Most people don't realize back in the day, we'd get done playing, take the shower, have to be at the airport so you could catch a flight. Okay, you had to get the hell out of there because you had to be at the airport just like everybody else to catch a late flight or whatever to go to your next destination. You arrive at 3 or 4 in the morning or whatever, exhausted, have to get home. Now, what do? Take a bus straight from the game to the airport, jump on your private plane, fly to whatever city, get there early, or you can spend the night where you were and fly out the next morning, whatever. That's what the WNBA girls were complaining about, was the fact that they had to wait in airports and all this. I'm like, hey, I feel you. I know exactly what it's like. I know exactly what it's like when you can't sit in the front. Some little 5'2" person has got the seat. What do you call it? The seat right there where you come in and it's open as soon as you come in past the door. It's got the little divider, and some little 5'2" person sitting there, and you're at 6'3", and you're like, oh, I gotta sit back here and I can't be comfortable. My knees hurt, so it's stupid. It's stupid to me. So she changed that, and the girls should be happy. But instead, they hate on her because she white. Like, get over that. Larry Bird was white, but he would bust your ass. Caitlin Clark white, she gonna bust your ass. What about Diana Taurasi? What the hell was she? Sue Bird, what was she? They ain't non-black, and they bust your ass. So to me, it's just ridiculous. But I agree with you, Angel. Sports media, it's gone pathetic. But when I look at the games tonight, okay, oops. That's Thunder game. I'm sorry. I need the NBA game. NBA games tonight. There you go. The Bulls are one and a half point favorites over the Heat. I still believe the Bulls are gonna beat the Heat. That's just me at home. And the Bulls, they've got a squad. I really, really like their team a lot. 219.5 if you're a betting person is the over under. In the Heat versus Bulls. I think I don't know, I gotta watch it because you gotta watch it, but am I gonna be thrilled about it? Nah, not so much. It's not one of those games where I look at it and go, God, I want to see it kind of like what I did last night with the Warriors and the Grizzlies. I was looking forward to seeing that game, not so much the Hawks and the Pacers. The Hawks and the Magic. And then after that, the Mavs and the Kings. And the only reason why I'm excited about that game is so we'll have a good feel for what we're going to see. Angel says Hero is going to go crazy. Tyler, so you think you're taking the Heat over the Bulls? Okay. I still think the Bulls are going to beat them, but that's just me. But we'll see in Chicago. And Tyler Hero can go off. And Zach Levine is at you like the Kings too, huh? Okay. So you're taking the guys who are going to score. Okay. I'm taking Josh Giddey. I'm still, even though he's no longer a Thunder, I'm still taking Josh Giddey. I'm a Josh Giddey fan. Have been a fan ever since after his first year when he and SGA connected. I've been a fan of his, and I will continue to be a fan of Josh Giddey's. I really, really like him, even though all the nonsense happened with him and that girl, and it makes me mad about that because everybody forgets Josh at that time Josh was only 19 and she's 17. Okay, you 19. You 19. You didn't go after. You didn't date a 17-year-old, 16-year-old. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. So that's a nonsense. No, I think they're going to beat the injured Mavs. Yeah, they're at home. They probably should win. So I agree with you. The Mavs. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I think either one of them, when they get to the Grizzlies, we're gonna see. The Kings, of course, are 5.5 point favorites. Over under 213.5. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking the Bulls. I'm taking the home squads on both of these. I'm going against you on Angel. I'm going against you, and I'm taking the Bulls over the Heat, and then I'm with you with the Kings over the Mavs. Okay, even though the Mavs do have an outside chance of winning. And when you go back to the playoff bracket, all that means is that they'll play the Grizzlies, and the winner of that game will have us on Sunday at whatever time that is. And then the seedings will be set after that. The seedings will be set. Those teams, I mean, I don't really feel sorry for them, but I kind of do it a little bit because they got no rest. They played Sunday, they played last night and tomorrow night, and then they turn around. Yeah, the Mavs are Thunder round one. Burgess says Thunder Mavs round one. I say Grizzlies Thunder round one. That's just me. That's my preference. If it goes right, my preference will be I would have pretty much guessed the whole bracket right. Thunder, Grizzlies, Nuggets, Clippers, Lakers, T Wolves, Rockets, Golden State. That'd have been fine. And I'd have been flying flip flopped. I would have been fine if the Grizzlies were playing the Nuggets. I'd have been fine if the Grizzlies were playing the Rockets and the Warriors were playing the Lakers. I would have been perfectly comfortable with all that. But I do believe the Lakers and the Rockets or the Golden State Warriors will meet each other in the semifinals. Okay. Yeah, we'll see who's right. I agree. You probably will be right, Angel, and I will give you your props if you are right here. Let me look at the camera so you make sure. If you're right, Angel, I will come on tomorrow and I will say that Angel Johnson was right. Okay? I will say that. And in fact, last night, I was going to come on and do the show last night. Everything else is spot on. Thank you, Sean. I was going to come on last night, but hell, the game was over with at what, 12:30? By the time I was going to do it, it's like 12:30, 12:45. I was so freaking tired. I'm just like, forget it. It's not a Thunder game. Now, if it's a Thunder game, I probably would have did it. And tonight, hopefully the game will start at 9 o'clock. Okay? Because last night I was like, this game was late. Now, of course, it was overtime, and they got to give all this. I get all that. But, dude, it's overtime. As soon as the game was over, let's start the next game. Uh, Angel says, yeah, 100%. Yes, I am a certified hoop knower. Okay. I like that. I ain't going to even argue with you right there. I mean, because to me, it doesn't really matter. I think the Thunder's going to bust who's ever ass, whichever one it is. But I do believe they have a better chance of beating the Kings and the Grizzlies and the other side. Uh, Jimmy was at the free throwing a lot last night. What did he shoot? 18 free throws last night? But once again, SGA is not going to get those calls because people are sitting there griping about him going to the free throw line. But that's so funny, as I had said last year, somebody called him the free throw merchant or whatever. And I was like, last year, SGA shot almost one less free throw in the playoffs than he did in the season. Why? Because he goes to the basket, he gets hit, he knows how to draw contact. But the difference between him and James Harden is, one, SGA finishes more than James Harden did, number one. Number two, if SGA misses, SGA is running back down the court trying to play defense, and James Harden's there griping about the officials how I didn't get a call because you gave me the call 82 games, and now it's the season, now the playoffs, and I don't get the call. So that's hard. And that's the thing that drove me crazy about him. But anyways, it is what it is, and we are set to get things going and get things where they are. And I'm excited about it. I really am. For it to. I'm ready for Friday night to hurry up and get over it. So Sunday we know, or Friday night we'll know who the Thunder play and what time we play. Because I want us to play at 2:30 in the afternoon. I don't want us playing at 9 o'clock or the last game or whatever. I don't want that. I want us playing early. I really do. I don't want us playing late because To me, it's just, we're the number one overall seed, and we should get prime time. Now, of course, that's not going to happen. They're not going to give us prime time. They're going to give it to either LeBron probably or whatever, even though I know you guys are LeBron fans, and they're probably going to give it to him. But I don't want to see that. I really don't. I'd rather us, let me see, where is it? Let me see. I'm trying to see where the game is going to be on. I think they're going to be on ESPN tonight, aren't they? Yes, ESPN. That's what I thought. I had that marked on my calendar, on my thing. I'm making sure that's the thing. So, but anyway, guys, I'm excited about what the Thunder are doing. I'm excited about what we're doing. I'm excited about the playoffs because NBA TV disrespect. That's why I said last year that SGA did not win the MVP. And tomorrow, I'm going to have all of my picks: my MVP pick, my Coach of the Year pick, my All Defensive Player of the Year pick, my Most Improved Player pick. I'm gonna have all my picks tomorrow, like I did with All NBA today. I'm gonna have all my picks, who I think is gonna win all the positions or the things tomorrow. Like I'm thinking that SGA is going to win the MVP, which I believe he's well deserved. Because it's weird is because when you look at what Luka did last year and what Jokic did, and the reason why they did not give the uh, Luka the MVP because of what happened last year. Now you're going to turn around and you're going to use that as an excuse to give it to Jokic to make it close. And what SGA did this year is just not even worth even discussing on that level because of simple things, the way that he just dominated. Once again, leading the league in 50, 40, 30, 20-point games, plus tying the record. Somebody said yesterday he set the record. No, he tied Kevin Durant's record at 72 consecutive games, scoring at least 20. And then they were talking about Wilt, and I was like, I said, that's since the merger. That's the record since the merger. The overall record is really simple. Oscar Robertson is next at 79, which I think he'll reach. After that is 96 with Wilt. After that is 124 with Wilt. Consecutive games of scoring 20 points. That's the NBA actual record. But what they're going by is since the merger. So I'm like, okay, that's crazy. They've given Boston Knicks so many televised games. It's stupid. Well, the reason why they did that, Angel, is simple because East Coast. It's the East Coast. And I believe if more people saw the Thunder, the more you put us on TV. What were we this year? 17-4 on TV. We had 21 out of 82 nationally televised games. So I'm okay with that. Let's have more next year. Please do not say JB over Atkinson. No. If you want my list, okay, Rashawn, my MVP is SGA. My Coach of the Year is actually Kenny Atkinson or Udoka because of what he did at the Houston Rockets. Ime Udoka. I can't even say his name, but Ime Udoka. That would be my coach. Either him or Kenny Atkinson, one of those two. Okay. My Rookie of the Year is Castle. He was unbelievable. He was unbelievable. My Defensive Player of the Year is, I'm going to probably give it to Dyson over Mobley. Even though Mobley was outstanding, I'm going to probably give it to Dyson because of what he did. My Sixth Man of the Year is Pritchard. Even though I hate the Celtics, Pritchard is probably going to be my Sixth Man of the Year. What's going to be my Sixth Man of the Year. And then Most Improved, that one was a tough one for me because I like what Shingun did from last year to this year. I liked what was Zubac did from last year to this year. And if I give Mobley the Defensive Player of the Year, then I'm going to give Dyson Daniels my most improved, going from what he did from last year to this year. So that's my picks, how I look at it. JB, I mean, dude, 30 wins. 30 wins. That's why I was saying I can't put LeBron above Cade and above Ant-Man to put that. I just can't. That's why I put LeBron on second team And to me, Donovan Mitchell, if I'm gonna replace a guard, LeBron's not a guard. So if I'm gonna replace my All NBA, it would be, uh, it would be over Donovan. It would be Ant Man or Cade. Now, some people copped out and did SGA, Giannis, Jokic, and Jason Tatum, and they put LeBron in there. That's LeBron lovers. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm you no. I'm going old school. It is two guards. LeBron's not a guard. He's a forward. So if you're gonna take him, if you're gonna put him in his position, then take him over Giannis or take him over there. LeBron's not one of the top five players in the league. He's not. Top 10, yes. Top 5, no. I'm just not giving him that. Just not. Because he doesn't play enough. I'm just not giving it to him. I'm just not. Give me the guy who's there, who's dependable. Let me see. Angel says it doesn't matter. Let me see. Rashawn says the roster changed. It don't matter. It would have been significantly more. I agree. I agree. Pistons got those wins on a weak East. 100% Rashawn. Okay, you can argue that. But 30 wins, bro. 30. 30 wins. Better than last year. 30. That's a hell of a coaching job, bro. But once again, Kenny Atkinson having the best record, coming what they did and taking this young team and putting them together. And Ime of what he did in Houston. Because I picked Houston before when his whole year started. I told everybody watch out for Houston. I told everybody, and a lot of people told me I was crazy. I'm saying, man, Houston, I'm telling you, they got a squad. And I was trying to explain to everybody, and people told me I was crazy. And I was right on point on what happened with Houston. So, but anyway, guys, hey, I'm out of here. I've got to go and train kids this afternoon and do my real job for my academy. And I appreciate you guys coming on. And let me see. Angel says they beat some good teams along the way and are not title contenders, but very good. Yes, I agree. Angel, I'm with Rashawn. I'm on Angel's side, 100%. 100%. I'm giving JB the love simply because, dude, 30 wins. That's like the Thunder. Remember, 3 years ago, they were supposed to win 23 games. I predicted we were going to win 40. We went 17 ahead. We won 40 games. Everybody told me I was crazy. We won 40 games. And I predicted Houston would be not this, but they would be significantly better, and they were. But 30 wins is 30 wins, bro. 30 wins is 30 wins. But anyway, hey, I appreciate you guys coming on every day and giving me some love. And remember, give people a